to save his life, call his wife, and nothing to say.
Good morning. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dina Marie. My name is Dina Marie, and I'll be hosting the 8 to 9 a.m. Friday show from now on here at KKNW 1150 a.m. I'll be introducing the listeners to people, places, and activities that will lift their spirits. I want to thank Suzanne Mitchell and Gary Mance for being basically my radio parents. They've been working with me for about 3-4 years. I've been on their show multiple times. I even went to Sarasota and did it from their home. That was in December. And this last May, I got a phone call, and they said, Dina, wouldn't you like to do our show for a month? And they asked me to do both. And I said, I probably maybe one. So when I don't really know what I'm going to do, I go to the gym. I was working out, and I got this idea. Instead of doing my chakra Reiki show, I thought of introducing people to all the wonderful places I've been, all the activities that have gotten me through days where I didn't think I was going to make it, and the fascinating people that I have come across. And at this point, I probably have a year worth of guests, and they're coming at me left and right, and I'm very excited to be here. And again, I want to thank Suzanne and Gary. Their show is today at 10 a.m., and they also have a Saturday show, Mance and Mitchell, 12 to noon. And I have to thank Benny. Benny, if you guys don't know how much work he does before the show, it's a live broadcast, and it's like how many events he does a day, 1 hour event after another. And he's actually the conductor and the coordinator of the station. And I want to thank you, Benny.
Oh, you're quite welcome. It's a pleasure for me to be here for you.
So to get started, I would like to introduce Ann Dorn. She's the publisher of Seattle Natural Awakenings. I met Ann 3 years ago at one of my events, and we have actually been together ever since. She is the sponsor, the main sponsor of the show. And when you go to her calendar listing in the magazine, you're going to see a lot of the people I know, the places I've been, and she is a wonderful woman. We've had to work together on a lot of stressful things, but we pull it off each month. It's like having a baby. Each month, that magazine, when it goes to birth, you're just like, whew. And then when you pick it up, it's like holding it. It's a very great experience. So I want to thank Ann for sponsoring my show, and I welcome you to the studio.
Thank you so much. It is super exciting to be here today, especially exciting for me because you've been on radio before, but this is the first time with your show, and I am just really excited to see where this goes. So thanks. It's a huge honor.
And we did some intention work last year. We wrote down, what we wanted to do with the magazine, where we wanted to go. It is our 3rd anniversary, April, and we are sitting together side by side, and the magazine and what I do out in the world, and it really is a good fit. And I am very proud to be a part of the magazine, and I'm very excited to keep moving forward with Ann and the magazine. So, Ann, for the listeners who do not know, they don't know anything about Natural Awakenings, can you give us some history?
Yeah, thank you. Seattle Natural Awakenings magazine is a free monthly healthy lifestyle and sustainable living publication. So we serve the community, the greater Seattle area. We print the magazine, which I always get asked that question. Is it printed? Is it online? It's both. We do distribute the print magazine to over 700 locations in the greater Seattle area, and that includes Bellevue. We go as far north as Everett. We have a couple locations up at, I think the very farthest is where you drop off the magazine at the Mount Vernon Co-op.
And they love it there.
Yeah, you're always telling me they're going through.
They eat them up, and then I have to replenish it.
That's a good problem.
And then I find the magazines all over the Skagit Valley.
Yeah, they migrate. Mm-hmm. They migrate. I love that. I love that when people pick it up and take it back to their office. And I hear that from people sometimes, that they'll find it places that I know we're not distributing, but that's because it's filled with useful information about how to live a healthier, more sustainable life. And I think one of the best ways to describe the magazine is just to let people know that we really focus on positive, healthy living. And so Natural Awakenings never features articles that say like top 10 signs you have cancer. You're going to find an article that says top 10 ways to avoid cancer. We believe in, preventative healthcare. We believe in natural wellness and just helping people live a greener life.
And there's nothing better than tangible. Something you can pick up, take, and read later on. That's why I love the magazine, because there's, you can go online and learn things, but there's nothing better than taking something physical home with you.
I completely agree. I love the internet. I am a product of the digital age, but at the end of the day, I just love the experience of immersing myself in something I can touch and feel. So I completely agree.
And the magazine originated in Florida?
It did. The magazine Natural Awakenings is a family of magazines. It's actually a nationwide franchise. It was founded by Sharon Bruckman 20 years ago this year. So it's been serving various communities around the United States for 2 decades. We now have magazines in over 90 cities in the U.S., with more launching next month, and a readership of over 3.5 million, which to my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, makes it one of the largest free healthy living publications in the world, if not the very largest.
And I had coffee with an artist from Camino yesterday, Susan Cohen, and she actually was on one of the Florida editions from like 8 years ago. And it was just so neat to see her art from Florida. And here I'm having coffee with her for the first time. It was a great synchronicity.
And I think that's really neat how Natural Awakenings has created a community like that, so that you can see an artist here and they're being recognized in elsewhere in the U.S. I think that really sums up how Natural Awakenings readers are a family, and it is a community, and they all share many different walks of life, many different, they come from many different backgrounds, but they all share that interest in healthier, more sustainable living. And so that's really cool when you see that cover from that artist here. That's, in Florida, that's part of our readership too. That's part of our Natural Awakenings family.
And I think the first event that you dropped magazines off, I had someone walk by and go, Natural Awakenings, finally, thank you. And I really didn't know what it was, but I had met you online, and you said you would bring some by, and I didn't meet you, but they were walking by my table, and it had Dr. Oz on the cover. I'm like, I'm going to take this home, and I'm going to read it. And we were working together probably 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. And that was the very beginning. I believe that was the very second issue ever. So it's been a fun ride. You've been there from the get-go.
And this month coming up is the Mother's Day or Women's Edition.
The May, yes.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited. It's, I love the feminine energy and all that. So the whole magazine is based on female health.
Yes.
Feminine.
Yeah, we have a great lineup of articles covering a wide variety of aspects of women's health, and I'm extremely excited. It's usually the most popular issue of the year. So we, count our returns, the magazines we get back. It's generally very few. In May, it's almost zero. And that's been a trend for the last 3 years. So.
And June is the Father's Day, or the male issue.
Yes.
That's Dr. Oz when I saw it.
That was the one Dr. Oz was on a June cover 3 years ago.
Yeah. And so what made you passionate about starting it here in Seattle?
So 7 years ago, I was pregnant with my daughter. And I really didn't know that much about wellness. I thought that having a salad once a week kind of covered me, and I was good. I really didn't know anything about green living. I thought that putting out my, aluminum bottles earned me some kind of prize. That was really the extent of my knowledge. And I got pregnant with my daughter. And so I just went into this place where I was searching for information about how to have a healthy baby. And in my quest, I picked up the Portland edition of Natural Awakenings. And I vividly remember the first article that I read was about green cleaners. So how to clean your kitchen without using chemicals. And this really was a paradigm shift. It was subtle, but it was powerful for me. The first thing I thought was, why would you want to do that? What's wrong with my chemicals? Like, are you trying to tell me that there is a problem with, my bottle of chemical cleaner? And the second thought was, oh, well, if this is good for you, as I was reading the article, I learned this is good for your health. You're going to reduce your exposure to carcinogens. You're going to this is better for your body. It's also better for the environment. You're putting less bleach down the drain, less things that are going to combine and create harmful compounds. So you're being kinder to the earth, and you're being kinder to your own body. And that was really the start of it for me, was the shift. And I realized that if this information was available to me, and I should tell you too, I went out and I threw out all my chemical cleaners the next day, and I've never owned a bottle of a chemical cleaner since then. And I haven't had any problems. So baking soda and lemon juice all the way. But I went out and I found more information, and it just opened the gate. So that edition of Portland Natural Awakenings was my gateway to healthier living. And because of it, today I have a far, far greater consciousness about, natural living. I know that recycling is not the end all of green living, and I've changed my life to be more sustainable. So I was very blessed to find that as a gateway, and I wanted to provide a gateway to healthier, more sustainable living for other people.
And I take the magazine everywhere I go, and someone's sitting next to me going, "You mean gluten? Maybe that's why my stomach hurts." Or my landlord, bless her heart, I needed a whiteboard, and she goes, "I read your magazine and I used vinegar and something to clean it off so I could use it last week." I'm like, to me, that's magic. You know, when we're touching people's lives with something as simple as a magazine, and you're right, people are making lifestyle changes, and they're getting healthier.
And it's that one simple little thing. It really is that, you know, for so many of us, one piece of information, something that didn't seem like a big deal, really can be a game changer. And I've heard those stories too, and I love those stories. I had one wonderful story come back to me recently from a manager of a local small health food store. And they had somebody show up. They had a gentleman show up who had clipped out a news brief from Natural Awakenings about, I think it was about Manuka honey.
Wow.
And he came in and he told the manager, "I've never been to a health food store in my entire life. I don't really know what I'm doing here.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
I read about this honey. I have diabetes. And, you know, do you think this can help me?" And of course, the manager's not a medical professional, not giving advice, but the manager said, "Well, let me show you where we keep the honey." And that turned into an hour-long tour of the store. And when I spoke with that manager several months later, the manager told me that this gentleman has been back multiple times. He started eating mostly organic. He reported to the manager that he is off half his medications with his, doctor's help. So this amazing, one news brief, one piece of information can change the world. And that's what I'm passionate about. And that's what Natural Awakenings really is. It's simple, it's accessible, it's positive, it's fun, it's an easy read. It's a community magazine, but it's so much more. It's a chance for people to really awaken.
Beautiful.
And embrace a better way of living.
Thank you, Anne. We're going to take our first break. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dina Marie. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Nothing to do to save his life, call his wife in. Nothing to say, but what a day. How's your boy been?
Roy Holman of Holman Health Connections has been leading fun, heart-centered retreats to Bali, Mexico, Hawaii, Costa Rica, Sedona, and here in Washington for over 10 years. Along with the meditative, body-friendly yoga, his retreats include a variety of options, such as hiking, chanting, snorkeling, oneness trainings, and blessings. More than half of his retreat guests return for a second or third adventure. For more information on Roy's many retreats, yoga classes, and workshops, please go to holmanhealthconnections.com. That's HOLMAN healthconnections.com, or call 425-303-8150. That's 425-303-8150.
Get inspired by the most exciting green building projects in the Seattle region at the 4th Annual Northwest Green Home Tour, happening Saturday, April 26th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. With 35 homes in this free tour, you're sure to learn something new about green building. Check out attractive, sustainably built new homes and remodels in this self-guided tour. Discover innovative ways to save energy, conserve water, and create a healthy home environment. Learn about reclaimed building materials, rainwater collection, low-impact lighting, solar panels, rebates, and so much more. It's a fun and free event for the whole family. Visit nwgreenhometour.org or pick up Natural Awakenings magazine for the official tour program, presented by the Northwest Eco Building Guild and Built Green, with generous support from Green Home Solutions.
Pack-A-Pride Guest Ranch is reinventing the camping retreat experience with rustic resort comfort, from spaces for tent camping to completely furnished yurt accommodations that will inspire even a non-camper to stay. This summer, enjoy upscale camping along the famous Mountain Loop Highway with alpacas setting the pastoral scene. Pack-A-Pride's large roundhouse yurt is a nice change for your next meeting or event. Come experience serenity and enjoy the mountain views. Pack-A-Pride Guest Ranch is located on the scenic Mountain Loop Highway, 55 miles from downtown Seattle. Visit packapride.com or call 360-691-3395 to plan your next overnight getaway.
Proud to bring variety to your radio dial. Alternative Talk, 1150 AM.
Today we're speaking with Ann Dorn, the owner of Seattle Natural Awakenings. We were talking about the history of the magazine and how it's changing people's lives. I want to talk about the magazine in tangible form and out there for the community. How do you think that's making a difference?
I think that there's so much great information out there in the world nowadays, and we're all on our phones. We're all online, and sometimes it's almost an overload. And so first of all, just having a magazine in print form is a chance to take a break from that overload of information, just immerse yourself in something that's really local. And I think that because of that, it serves the community by bringing people the same events. That's a huge part of Natural Awakenings, is our event calendar. And that's consistently what readers tell me is their favorite section of the magazine. So I think that by bringing, letting everybody know what's going on and letting everybody know what new businesses are opening, what new exciting opportunities, events, talks, all kinds of things, I think that we're creating this experience that really unites us. And you don't quite get that in the same way online. We all go in different directions. But when we come together and we're reading the same publication, I think that really just brings the community together in a way that is not available through other medium.
Yeah, and there'll be days where I'm like, it's a Friday, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's sitting there, and I'll look at maybe Friday, there's a Reiki circle in my area, or East West is having something, and I will go down to East West because I'm there looking at something physical. And sometimes I'm too lazy to get on the computer anymore. I'm actually very tired of it. And I love, in the magazine this month, we have something about the Camino Island and helping it stay open. I love the whole community outreach about something new, a new place, like you said, opening up, or a festival that has Yoga for Hope is coming up. What a great event to go to. And we actually give free news briefs to people. They don't have to be advertisers, but if they're doing something wonderful in our community, we give them something free because we want it to be a community-based magazine, and everyone can get into it if they're doing something positive. Positive is what it's all about, and information.
Yes, absolutely. Bringing the community together around positive information. I love that. That really says it well.
And education. Most of the talks or festivals, is it Mother Earth coming up?
Mother Earth News Fair. Yeah, there's some great festivals. We're now, heading into festival season with the return of the sun and all this gorgeous weather here in the Seattle area.
Solar
hopefully.
Fest is coming.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of the advertisers, they're just coming back year after year because it's just such a great magazine. And I was at the co-op and I was talking to the person behind the events. And she goes, oh, I have that magazine on my kitchen table. So I don't sell the magazine anymore. It sells itself. And it's one of those things where I can take it wherever I go. And a lot of the people I work with are in the magazine. And if they're looking for a chiropractor, or if they're looking for someone, I'm like, oh, here's his information. So that's why I like it, because I'm out there doing so many events and meeting so many people. I can, a network of weaving a web of community. They call me the Spider Woman because I can bring one person together and they're like, well, you introduced me to this person and now we're doing this together.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah,
it gets
absolutely.
bigger.
And I love that there's also so many resources, especially if you are, somebody who's interested in taking charge of your health. If you are interested in wellness, there are just so many ways to do that. There are so many things that you can incorporate into your life. And that's one of my favorite things, too, is connecting people with local practitioners. I became really passionate recently about thermography, which is a way of identifying changes in breast tissue that is FDA approved as an adjunct diagnostic tool. It's an amazing, wonderful tool. I didn't know anything about it. And I had, the privilege of writing the story. And we have Bras Northwest in Issaquah who's offering those services. And it just really opened my eyes to how much is out there that people need to know about. They need to know these resources exist. So it's always exciting for me when I have the chance to help with that.
So Ann, what are we going to do? We got things, we're going to do a whole nother list and make an intentional list for the magazine.
See where we are
next year?
Yeah, 1 year from today we can get on.
What's one of those intentions?
I'd like to be in Fred Meyer's. I'd like to be distributing in all Fred Meyer's in the Seattle area this time next year.
Anybody out there? Connections? Fred Meyers? Well, I have to bring up libraries. I drop some off at the libraries, and they're gone. And it's a free publication, so people can pick it up there. Where else can people get them?
PCC Natural Markets, Whole Foods, Super Supplements, a lot of coffee shops. We do a lot of holistic wellness centers, a lot of practitioners' offices, doctors, dentists. So there's a lot of locations. If somebody needs a distribution point in their area, I always encourage people to email me, give me an intersection. I can let them know where our nearest drop is, ann@seattleawakenings.com. And we're really happy to help. A lot of people want to know where they can pick it up just on a consistent basis, because we do run out of them quickly at certain locations. They go fast at the libraries. They go fast in a lot of places. So it's always good to know where you can snag it at the first of the month so you don't miss your copy. And if you do, it is available online as well at seattleawakenings.com.
And we're on Facebook. So like us on Facebook, because we want to get way up there for our birthday party. Well, our anniversary. It's like a birthday. The magazine this month it's actually buy one, get one free. Just kidding, it's free. But we also have on the back, which is really neat, is the Northwest Green Home Tour. So you can actually turn it over and it becomes another magazine. It's magic. I just love it. And we're going to have Kim Mulligan on next. She's going to join us, and we're going to talk about the Green Home Tour. But for now, I'd just like you to share any little tidbit about the magazine, maybe a good story.
Sure.
So, an advertiser?
There's so many, it's hard to narrow it down, but this is one of my favorite things. I'm just passionate about growing sustainable and natural businesses. And, I think my favorite story is, and this one really, I think, is helpful for people who are business owners and want to reach the world with their unique gifts and talents. You don't have to have $1 zillion to market. There's, it's always really intimidating when you're thinking about marketing, how to approach that. There's so many options. There's so many ways. One of my favorite stories is we had a naturopathic doctor who advertised with us. He's since moved his practice to Alaska, but he started out advertising with Natural Awakenings, and he did nothing but a calendar listing, and he did edible plant walks. So he would invite people to come with him on a walk around the Seattle park. I think it was Discovery Park.
I met him.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you go on a walk?
No, I went with you and we met him. He's fascinating.
That's right. You were, yeah.
What's his name?
Dr. Scott Moser.
Yay, yeah.
Yeah, he was a fantastic gentleman. He's now practicing in Alaska, for anyone who is listening from Anchorage today. He did nothing but calendar listings, just once a month, one of those edible walks. And what happened is he filled his funnel with clients. And because of that, that really got him off to a good start with his practice. And so I just encourage people who are in business. It is hard to be a holistic business owner. It is hard to be sustainable and do the right thing. I encourage people, to know that there are options and methods out there, and that you can reach people with something simple. I think consistency is really important. Dr. Scott Moser offered an amazing service to the community. People were very engaged and interested. Edible plant walks were super, super fun. So from a business owner perspective, I love that story. And from a reader perspective, I love it too, because he was able to do good things for his practice and influence the world while also educating people and showing them the, kind of some of the fun of getting out in the natural world and plants out there that you can use to make tea. So I think that's one of my favorite stories.
And I think my favorite thing about the magazine, it's local, family, youth friendly. Most of our events, it's all ages. I think every event's all ages. And that's what I'm passionate about. We actually publish the magazine from the same people that I publish my books, Snohomish Publishing. And it felt really good to go to somebody local, a family-owned business, and I show up once a month. And it's so great. I see it in tangible form, this big old palette of magazines. We talk, we high-five, but we're supporting a local business. Is it easy to be doing the right things? Maybe not. So right now, I feel it's important that we all buy local. We all buy from a human being. Somebody with a face is exciting. And if we're promoting health and getting that information out there, we're changing the world just a little bit at a time.
And imagine what it would look like if, in the next couple of years, we made 5% more of our purchases, locally, sustainably. That would be huge. So that is definitely the mission and the heart of Natural Awakenings, is to open people's minds, just expand awareness, introduce them to more sustainable and healthy living.
So what's the website again?
SeattleAwakenings.com.
And you can get Ann at seattleawakenings.com.
And at seattleawakenings.com.
So we're going to take another break. We're here with Ann Dorn. We'll be up with Kim Mulligan, committee chair of the 2014 Northwest Green Home Tour next.
Let the word out. I've got to get out. Oh, I'm feeling better now. Break the news out. I've got to get out. Oh, I'm feeling.
Are you passionate about living a healthy and more balanced lifestyle? If so, Seattle Natural Awakenings magazine was created for you. Seattle Natural Awakenings is a free monthly publication full of information on fitness for the whole body, mind, and spirit. And it is your go-to magazine for local events, classes, and retreats. You can find Seattle Awakenings at health food stores, educational centers, libraries, and wherever free publications are generally seen. Or get the latest issue online at seattleawakenings.com. If you are the owner of a green, healthy, and socially responsible business, we invite you to promote your natural holistic product or services with Seattle Natural Awakenings. We reach over 40,000 readers interested in healthy living in the greater Seattle area. Call 425-350-5448 for more information.
Studies have shown that time spent in nature provides healing benefits, especially at Scalitude Retreat, an off-grid sanctuary in the beautiful Methau Valley. Set amongst old-growth trees with expansive mountain views and endless peace and quiet, Scalitude gives the experience of wilderness with the comforts of home. The facilities can sleep 2 to 25 guests for retreats, family reunions, weddings, or just a gathering of friends wanting a rejuvenating getaway. Check our calendar for special events including yoga, vision quest, shamanism, personal health and wellness, and more. Come visit. Just being here is reason enough. See us online at scalitude.com. That's SKALITUDE.com.
When you're ready to publish your book, go to Snohomish Publishing. Their reliable printing company offers a wide array of self-publishing services to take your work from the computer screen to the printed product. They can even work from a typed manuscript and handwritten materials. As the author, you are in control of the entire self-publishing process, including editing, designing the cover, and interior. Make their locally family-owned and operated company your source for expert printing services. Call 360-568-1242 or visit snohomishpublishing.com.
Get current weather, traffic, and news. Visit 1150kknw.com and stay informed with Alternative Talk 1150 AM.
I'm walking on sunshine. I'm walking on sunshine. I'm walking on sunshine.
Welcome back. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dina Marie. That's me. Today in the studio, we have Ann Dorn from Seattle Natural Awakenings, and I would also like to introduce to you Kim Mulligan, committee chair of the 2014 Northwest Green Home Tour. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you, Dina. Nice to be here.
We're having a party here in the studio, all of us together. Tell us how you got involved in the tour.
I have been a former contractor, and I'm a green real estate agent with Cooper Jacobs Real Estate in Seattle. And it's really a passion of mine. I really believe that a green building is the future of building, that the houses we build now that are above code will be code in just a couple of years, and that's been evident in the last few years. And it's a really great opportunity to see people's homes, brand new homes, homes people live in, homes that people have remodeled. And it's just a really great chance for the public to go out and see what could be possible in their own homes.
And what made you be the committee chair? How'd you get that job?
Well, I'm not really sure, but I've been involved with the Northwest Eco Building Guild for a long time. They're one of the sponsors, as well as Built Green of King and Snohomish County. And they've decided to join forces and provide this educational event so people can really see what is possible.
So do you have any examples of the homes that people will be seeing? Or
Oh my gosh, we have 35 homes on the tour this year, and we have 12 sustainability stops, which are retail businesses. And there's everything from net zero homes, where they produce enough power to not only power their own home, but some of their neighbors actually, as well as homes that have cisterns, rain gardens. They've been remodeled to be energy efficient. it's just really the full spectrum from light green to dark green.
And we were talking on the phone, and you said the word inspiration. And I'm like, tell me that story, because that's my favorite word.
Well, it's just there's this perception of what green homes are, and there's almost a pushback because it's overly used as a word. So you could say smartly built homes, high performance homes, healthy homes. Indoor air quality is a big piece of it. And so the purpose of the tour is to inspire anybody to improve their own home or possibly build a really great home that will last for hundreds of years, not just a few decades.
Awesome. And you said there was a man that was involved, that was touched by being a part of it?
Yes,
And made some really
Eric
big
Thomas,
changes?
one of the co-organizers, along with Jenny Hines, who's heads up Sustainable Seattle. He went on the tour the first year, and he saw a house, and he was inspired by that. He did his research. By the second year, he had his own net zero house on the tour. And that year, another woman went on the tour, saw his home, and the third year, her net zero house by Green Lake was on the tour. And now this year, I believe we have 3 net zero homes on the tour.
So what is the date, and how do we get some information besides our magazine?
That's right. You can pick up Seattle Natural Awakenings. You'll see the brochure in print. You can also go to the website, which is nwgreenhometour.org. And you can flip through, look through the different pictures of the houses, see what you'd like to see, as well as icons that describe what is in each house, and you can pick by what you're interested in.
And so, Anne, how did we get to teamwork and be so lucky to have the Green Home Tour with us? And it's basically a joint effort. Like I said, you can get 2 for the price of 1. Do you have have you been on the tour?
I have, and it's one of the highlights of the year. It's a lot of fun. I've been in Eric Thomas, the one of the members of the committee. I've been in his house, and it is just amazing to feel what it's like to be in some of these houses that are built to last hundreds of years. If a building could be nourishing, that's how I would describe some of these greenhouses. So this is about so much. It's about being kind to the earth and being living sustainably, but it's also about our health. And so that makes me really excited that you can build that way. I love that the brochure gives that option of looking for the icons and finding what you're interested in. This year, I'm all about solar, so I'm going to be looking for some of those solar icons.
There's plenty of solar houses on the tour this year
excited.
as well. There's even actually a house that he will be collecting his own rainwater and using it as potable water in his own home. It's going to be the first permitted house in the city of Seattle to do so.
Wow, that's really exciting.
And it's free. And anything that's free that lifts my spirits. That's why I encourage you to go out and find things that don't cost anything, experience other people's lifestyles, and really meet people. That's what let's go back to the magazine. Anytime you get out away from the computer, your television, and you connect with a human being, your life is going to change. And that's why I encourage, anything's free. You can bring the whole family. It's not like Disneyland. It's not going to cost you thousands of dollars, but you might get some ideas. You might go home and throw away some chemicals. You might go solar. One thing does make a huge, huge difference.
Even something as simple as removing carpet from your home and having solid surfaces. That's the number one thing you can do for air quality. Take off your shoes at the door and get rid of wall-to-wall carpet.
And I have no real electricity at my house. Minimal lights. It's very quiet. I live in nature, and my health has improved, because I don't use chemicals. I eat very well, and I'm at 50, almost 50 years old, and I can tell those little changes have made how much money am I saving, honestly, by not going to the doctors? And nature, getting outside in nature, it's a green home tour. So make sure you see what they're doing outside their houses too. We don't need those lawns. Those lawns are obsolete. Who invented lawns?
Food, not lawns. Right? Food, not lawns.
Who
So there's
invented lawns?
A lot of options there.
Someone said in the olden days, it was to show that you had money to burn. And at
yes.
this point, I've been learning so much. I used to mow my lawn and put chemicals on it and look at the neighbors and compare. And I know that it's not natural. So I encourage everyone to go to the Northwest Green Home Tour. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Anne, about?
Just that I think Kim could probably speak to this better, but I was really inspired on the tour to learn that green building is not always prohibitively expensive. I think there's so many things people can do, so many small measures people can take. So whether you're looking for, a huge, like your next project, you're going to build a house, or you're just making some remodeling, like I found a lot of valuable information from, the giant projects down to those small changes, like taking your shoes off.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the tour is anybody can improve their living space. You certainly want to think about it when you're building a new house or purchasing one, but even one that you live in. This last fall, I put in a mini split heat pump. I got rid of my old oil burning furnace, and I had a very comfortable winter this year, and I'm really looking forward to not roasting in the summertime in my house, and it's much more affordable.
So give us a little bit more information, the website again, the time.
The website is nwgreenhometour.org. It's going to be Saturday, April 26th from 11 to 5 all over the Seattle area. There's houses on the east side, up as far as Woodinville. Of course, Ballard's always a hot spot, West Seattle, South Seattle as well.
And Kim, tell us a little bit about yourself, your personal life.
Well, like I said, I came to being a real estate agent from being a contractor. So I kind of look at houses a little bit differently. It's not just about the paint colors and the staging. I really try to help my clients find houses that will be suitable for them, whether they want a fixer or something that's already done. And of course, if it's a green home that they want to purchase, I can explain the benefits of that to them, as well as market it in a way that people will understand what green features are.
And Kim was actually my real estate agent, so I was lucky enough to work with her. She's pretty awesome.
Well,
really
I
knowledgeable.
Back at you, Ann, because you were one of the best educated first-time home buyers I've ever met. You really did your homework, and you were so easy to work with.
Awesome. You guys are teamate. If they want to know more about maybe volunteering next year or being on a committee.
Yep, you can just go right back to the website again, nwgreenhometour.org. There's a volunteer page. You can sign up. You can get emails, stay in touch. We also have an Eventbrite page. You can get in touch that way as well. We have a few volunteer spots for that Saturday. We have lots of after events planned as well. So we still have a lot going on even after the tour.
Awesome. And Anne, is there anything you'd like to add to the show or the tour?
Just that I think they really go together well. I'm so proud to be involved with the Green Home Tour. I'm proud that Natural Awakenings has been able to print the brochure. That's an honor and a privilege, and just a great organization. Both the Northwest Eco Building Guild and Built Green of King and Snohomish counties. Wonderful folks to work with, and I'm really excited. Both for the tour this year and then also just for Seattle Natural Awakenings' continued involvement in the community and bringing events like this to people. Like we've been talking about, this is how lives change. It's small and subtle and ultimately very profound shifts that make a big difference for all of us. So very excited going forward.
Great. And the magazine comes out the first of the month. I invite you to go to like East West Bookstore, libraries, Whole Foods?
All Whole Foods, yes.
Great. And pick up your copy. There's some out there right now that has the Green Home Tour guide. Get that, take it home. Peruse, is that the word?
Peruse, that is the word.
And go through that, the event section. Check out the advertisers. They're wonderful people or they wouldn't be in the magazine. I've had a great time talking with you two. You can get a hold of Ann at Seattle Awakenings or go to seattleawakenings.com and northwestgreenhometour.org to get Kim Mulligan's information. You're going to go to
kim-mulligan.com.
Because we all want green homes, right? Get out there and buy a green house.
Well, yeah, I think once we know, we do.
And what I've learned too is about less is more. So the less stuff I have, the lighter I feel. I rarely go shopping. Like I said, I don't have a lawn anymore. So I don't need to go to Home Depot. I don't really need multiple clothes because I don't keep up with fashion. I wear my jeans and my T-shirt, so I'm not out there at the malls. But, you know, you can make a big difference by just downsizing, maybe spending time out in nature, going to events that will lift your spirits. And I just want to thank the two of you for being on the show and helping me get through the first one. And I invite you guys both back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Dina.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dina Marie.
I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, it's time to feel good. Hey, all right now.
This Mother's Day weekend, give mom the gift of island time for a change. Camano Island is closer than you may think and easily accessible by bridge. Come for a fun, relaxing day or the entire weekend. Spend Saturday, May 10th at Kama Beach State Park Center for wooden boats. Enjoy their Mother's Day free sail on Saratoga Passage and family activities from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sign up starts at 10 and the first sale is at 11. For more information, go to cwb.org. After your sail, enjoy local organic food with a majestic view at Kama Beach Cafe. Then, take a short scenic drive to Canopy Tours Northwest for a thrilling zipline ride that will definitely lift your mom's spirits. Stop by Dusty Cellars Winery for wine tasting, then end the day at the Camano Island Inn for dinner and a beautiful sunset. For the mom who loves creativity and art, don't miss the 16th annual Camano Island Studio Tour, one of the most unique art experiences in the region. This free, self-guided tour features some of the finest artists and galleries in the Pacific Northwest. Stop by studios, meet the artists, and even learn how they create their art and what inspires them. The tour runs 2 weekends and begins May 9th. To download your tour map and learn more, go to CamanoStudioTour.com. So give mom what she really wants this Mother's Day. Island time is just a short drive away.
Come visit my favorite retreat destination, Dolphin Touch Wellness Center, located in Okapa'a Town on the island of Kauai. With its divine and spiritual portals and special healing energies, Dolphin Touch Wellness Center offers a full spectrum of sessions, classes, workshops, and Kauai adventures. The gift shop carries fun gifts, books, and enlightening tools for your own enjoyment. Dolphin Touch Wellness Center specializes in a new healing modality that involves energy work and body work combined. My good friend and owner, Jeannie Russell, calls the technique Dolphin Touch. Jeannie and I invite you to come to Kauai and experience the spirit of the dolphins and connect with their love, joy, and playfulness. For upcoming retreats and events, visit dolphintouch.org or call Jeannie Russell at 808-822-4414.
Are you looking for the perfect place to get away from it all? At Hawaii Island Retreat, you will find peace and tranquility among the ancient stones and healing gardens. This eco-friendly, sustainable, full-service spa with luxury boutique-style accommodations is nestled in an elegant and tranquil setting. Among forests, organic gardens, and ocean breezes, this is the perfect place to reconnect with yourself and nature. Hawaii Island Retreat is a harmonious balance of elegance and sustainability along Hawaii Island's North Kohala coast. Plan your next getaway at Hawaii Island Retreat. Your mind, body, and spirit will thank you for it. Visit us at hawaiiislandretreat.com.
Talk radio with a difference. Alternative Talk, 1150 AM.
Welcome back. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dina Marie. I am going to be spending Friday mornings with you, and I will be introducing the listeners to people, places, and activities that will lift their spirits. I've spent most of my life having fun, and I go to places, festivals. Me and my kids go dancing. We do a lot of fun things. I call it plurking. I play and work. So while I'm, having a great time, I may be actually promoting the magazine, but I have traveled a lot recently, and I have met the most wonderful people doing the greatest things. These are people like quitting their corporate job, starting a alpaca ranch, that'd be Paca Pride, people that decide to live simply and do yoga retreats and go around the world. And when I do these retreats, I watch the people as they're leaving. They're so connected with one another. And I do promote getting away, whether it's 1 day, 3 day, or an all-week stay. But what I like to do is invite you to try something different each week. This week, I would like you to get outside. I know it sounds a lot of work, but Earth Day's coming up, April 22nd. To me, every day's Earth Day. I am outside every day, and I can tell you my life is more balanced when I step out onto the earth. And it's easy for me because I live on Camano. If I'm having a stressful day and I cannot figure out where I'm going and that list is getting longer, I pull over, I sit on a log. I listen to the water, the Puget Sound. I watch a few eagles, and half hour later, all my problems are solved. So they say, Earth Day is one day. Actually, we should have one day inside, and the rest of the year should be Earth Day. So I'm inviting you to go outside. Right now would be good. I mean, if you take a break and go walk in the park, if you can, today pull over and go to your local state park, any park that you're in your neighborhood. I like Forest Park. That's a great park in Everett. I go to the state parks on Kama Beach State Park and also Camano Island. Get outside. Earth Day's coming up. Go Google Earth Day and you'll see lots of things going on in Seattle. But most importantly, plant a tree, get your feet in the grass, take your shoes off. On a really long day, I will get home maybe 10 o'clock at night, and I'll just look up at the stars for 10 minutes. I mean, how many days do we not notice that there's a sunset and a sunrise every day? And last week, I got up at, I believe, 5 a.m. to see that moon actually go down over the Olympics, and then I did it the next day. And the next day, it was a beautiful, beautiful sight. And twilight. If you can get up early enough to see twilight, you're going to see the stars above and you're going to see the sun coming up at the same time. It's a great way to set your bodily rhythms, end the day with a sunset. So I'm just inviting all of you to go outside and enjoy nature this week. I also will be going to a few events up on Camano Island. I will be at the 3rd annual Spaghetti Dinner. It is the Center for Wooden Boats. I moved to the island 2 years ago, and I was going through some stuff, but I would go to the beach every day. It was my therapist, and I would notice this shop, and I didn't know what it was for about 6 months. But they also have the Center for Wooden Boats in Lake Union. But there was nothing better than seeing these guys come down, and they would work on their boats, and they have a free boat building for kids on Saturdays. And as the year went by, I went to all their events. They have a free Mother's Day sale. They do Thanksgiving, and most of it's free. But they're going to do their 3rd Spaghetti Social this Saturday. It's at 3 o'clock, Camano Island, Kama State Park. Discover Pass is needed, so that's your best investment. It's $30 for a Discover Pass. It's your entrance to the park. I get my money's worth every year. So that's Saturday, April 19th, 3 to 7. It's $8 for the adults, $6 for kids. They'll have all kinds of free activities. I invite you, if not Saturday, to come down to the park. Sunday, we had an Easter egg hunt there last year at the beach. That was a lot of fun. My grandson's 4, so he loves the word beach, hiking, and boat. So if you're in that area, please go to Kama Beach, and their website is cwb.org for more information. I will also be going afterwards to a chili cook-off for Oso. That will be in downtown Stanwood. Stanwood is your gateway into Camano. It's also Saturday. It starts at 2. It ends at 9:30. I was getting a massage 2 days ago, and I was talking to the massage therapist about the event, and she turns out to be the one doing it. And she's very passionate about helping, and she got it to the point to where 100% of the funds will go to the OSO people. And it's a $5 donation to enter the chili cook-off. And they're going to have pizza, water, espresso, all kinds of activities for the kids. And my favorite thing is there's going to be music. And I love local bands, and there's a band going to be there, Blues Playground. They do multiple open mic blues jams, and I've seen a lot of people blossom with these free jams. They become excellent at what they do, and they go off and play in bands themselves. So it's the Blues Playground. I'll be there probably dancing around 8 o'clock. Join me on the dance floor. I dance with everybody, all ages, so you'll see me with some kids too, I'm sure. Sunday morning, I will be at Kate's. That's in Stanwood also. She's having an Easter brunch, 10 to 2 p.m. Eggs Benedict, crepes filled with your choice of fillings. Everything's homemade, pastries, and she'll have fruit with that. Kate's will offer a $1 discount off champagne and mimosas. I'm so going to partake. Reservations are available. To reserve your table, call 360-629-5283. And if you go to the brunch, you can also head off to the island and state parks there, Kama Beach and Camano State Park. what a beautiful, it looks, the weather's right now driving in. It was gorgeous. So we might have good weather, I hope, Benny.
We'll see what Mr. Weatherman brings us.
And they also have hiking and trails there.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to visit for Easter. I do have something I'm passionate about, and that's libraries. I have a grandson, and we went to the library all winter long because you know what? There's really not much to do when the winter comes, and everything costs money. So my grandson and I started visiting the library, and they have activities for kids. They have the teens come in after school, and they basically are giving free Wi-Fi, doing their homework, and it's a community place. It's a gathering place, and it's probably one of the last ones we have that we can go to that's free. And I work with teenagers, and we're like, well, where can you guys go and hang out? We're really down to nothing. I think Soul Food Bookstore in Redmond is the last place I know of that kids can go. And, you know, sometimes they don't have money, and they're still okay to go in there, play the instruments, and be a part of it. And I've seen them give food away for the kids that may not have a place to go. So Soul Food Bookstore, but the libraries, if you have a library in your community, think of volunteering or visiting it. I am back at the library because I don't have internet. And so I went in there after years of getting Netflix and, you know, going online for everything. And now I go there and I physically check out a book. I physically get my movies there. And while I'm working on my computer, I'm talking to people in my community. And I can't tell you how many people I'm meeting by sitting in the library. It is a very social hub. It's very healthy. And here in Mukilteo, that's where my grandson lives, they have all kinds of programs. They have free classes for kids, art. And it's one of those things that if we don't appreciate it, it will go away. So I'm inviting you to get involved in your local library or visit one. Step away from the Netflix. Go physically check out a book with your grandson or your kids and visit a library. I'm just going to read this real quick. Libraries serve as the people's universe where people of all ages can come together in a safe place and create a shared sense of community, says local resident Ed Bexmish. I can't say his last name, but bless his heart. He lives in Camano. Our library will close April 30th if we do not vote by today, okay? So I'm asking anybody in the Camano area on the island to get in your car right now, get that ballot in, and save our library. It's very important that we keep it. And last but not least, I just want to thank all my sponsors for being supportive and helping me get through this, especially Ann Dorn and Seattle Natural Awakenings, Suzanne, Gary, Manson Mitchell Show coming up here today at 10 a.m., and of course, my good friend on Fridays from now on, Benny. Next week, we will have Richard Seaman from Seattle Life Coach Training. He has a new book coming out. He is a very inspiring, way out there dynamic man, so I'm excited to have him on the show. Ralph Heiner from Snohomish Publishing, he'll be here. I published my book with them. I know Roy Holman did, and they also publish our magazine. I am all about human beings doing great things and getting the word out that we all have to support one another. So I'm thanking all of you, and I want you to have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next Friday.
It's not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head